Have you ever watched a pack of wolves hunt a large animal? They'll get a herd fleeing so that they can identify the young, sick, or elderly. Any animal that's moving slower or appears more vulnerable makes for a prime target. Once one has been spotted, the wolves move in, isolating it from the herd. Within minutes, they're able to take down an animal, often several times their weight and size. Narcissists and other toxic people are like wolves out on a hunt, looking for their next meal. And they too are seeking someone susceptible, someone easy, someone who doesn't see it coming. And it might be you. Find out in this video if you're making one of the 5 common assumptions many narcissist victims make, and what to do if this describes you. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Kerry Kerr McAvoy, and this is the next episode of Toxic Love. Now, I'm a mental health clinician, and I have over 20 years of private practice counseling individuals and couples and families. I was unexpectedly widowed after a long marriage, and I thought my clinical expertise gave me advantage when it came to dating, that it honed my skills at spotting narcissists and other toxic people, that I would be safe from falling victim to predatory behavior, but I was terribly wrong. So let's identify where I and so many others like me go wrong when we meet a toxic person. What are the 5 false assumptions that we tend to make? And are you making these same errors too? First, wrong assumption. Narcissists don't target confident people who have strong boundaries. Years ago, domestic violence shelters and law enforcement working with battered women noticed that many of these individuals had suffered childhood trauma or came from a dysfunctional home. Because it described this group of people, it was assumed that it must be true for all abuse victims, until a large study came out of Purdue University that shook things up by finding that that was not the case. 2/3 of all victims trapped in a toxic relationship or a narcissistically abusive relationship have no history of abuse or trauma.
What makes you unforgettable to a narcissist? And if you're new here, I'm a diagnosed narcissist. Actually, I have narcissistic personality disorder. So I got tagged in this a few minutes ago. I can't duet it or stitch it because the music is playing in the background. But I'm going to break this down for you right here. With my thoughts, a naturally confident person is the narcissist's biggest nemesis. So could that be true in some cases? Yeah, that could absolutely be true in some cases. But myself as a narcissist, I actually like naturally confident people. Can I be jealous of those people and their ability to be confident? Absolutely yes, but I don't see them as my nemesis. I see them as people that I can learn from. I see them as people that I can mirror and emulate in things of that nature. People that I could possibly be like or something like that. People I can take some of their personality traits from and make them my own. I've done it through my entire life. So it says naturally confident people have the natural tendency to trigger the narcissist, and the reason is quite simple. So could your confidence rub the narcissistic person the wrong way? Absolutely yes. Some of them will absolutely hate you because you have the ability to be confident, but not all of them. Again, some narcissists are actually attracted to confident people. They don't always go for meek, timid, weak people, vulnerable people. They go for confident, successful people as well. The narcissist mask, facade, fake self, all those things which are exhausting and hard work to maintain, which are wobbly at best, the narcissist sees on the other person. So yeah, that could be true as well. A narcissistic person could see you and be jealous of those qualities that you possess. That sounds like a lot like me, myself right there. But just because I'm jealous of you does not mean I wish bad on you. It doesn't mean I see you as a nemesis. Again, I can be around you, take your personality characteristics, those traits that I see, that I want, and put them into myself. Some narcissistic people would not want to be around you at all because your confidence rubs them the wrong way, and they might actually try to start rumors about you and try to get other people to not like you based on the rumors that they start. This happens a lot of times in the workplace and things of that nature, or inside of friend groups.
The uncomfortable truth is that victims look no different than you and me. By believing only wounded people are at risk, we blind ourselves to the real danger that we all face. As insanely competitively jealous individuals, they derive pleasure from showing us off and then eventually humbling us because we once were a competent person. They like nothing better than to prove that you're not all that. So don't make the mistake of assuming that because you're so together and have a lot of confidence that you won't catch the eye of a predator. Second, wrong assumption. We generally believe we can trust people until proven wrong. Society tells us that everyone deserves a fair chance and that we should see the best in each other until given reason to doubt. Unfortunately, this positive outlook exposes us to those who don't have our best interest at heart. Somewhere between 5 to 8% of the population has been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, which doesn't include the other toxic personality types, such as antisocial personality disorder. A recent researcher in this field suggested that upwards to 20% of the world could be either toxic or dangerous. The uncomfortable truth is, trust must be earned, not given. Narcissists excel at pretending to be trustworthy individuals. They use charm, flattery, and then play the perfect partner until they have you right where they want you. In this clip taken from the movie The Gladiator, aging Marcus Aurelius knows his son Commodus is ill-equipped to leave Rome, but severely underestimates the young man's dangerousness.
What is this enemy you hate so much? All I've ever wanted was to live up to Caesar. Father. Commodus? I would put to the whole world. If you would only have loved me.
Trust is definitely a beautiful thing, but remember it's equally important that you protect yourself. Don't wait for someone to prove you wrong. Instead, let them show you that they're right. Third, wrong assumption. Being kind or good makes the world nicer around us. This is a comforting thought, and I used to think that if I modeled kindheartedness, that goodness would be reflected back to me. But in this clip, content creator Atta shares what goes wrong when she tries to make friends.
Friendships have always been the one area of my life where reality didn't meet expectations. This was definitely my fault. I watched way too much Friends, and I was quite naive in thinking that the relationships I saw on TV and in movies were what made a good friendship. But my biggest mistake and false belief about friendships was believing that a good friend was one where you could tell them everything.
Predators, however, don't operate on this principle, but rather exploit those, prioritizing relationships over themselves. Narcissists and the like take advantage of someone's selflessness by prioritizing themselves. They want you to make them the center of their world, and your natural bent to do that puts you at risk of being exploited. The uncomfortable truth is that your kindness is easily exploitable. Be mindful that toxic people see goodness as an opening for manipulation. Not everyone deserves your support, so guard your compassion and generosity carefully. Make sure someone is putting in the effort to do their own work before offering to help. And be sure to protect your good nature with firm boundaries. Fourth, wrong assumption. People seeking a relationship are looking for the same things as we are: connectedness and intimacy. It's easy to assume that those who say that they're looking for love, companionship, and mutual support are being sincere. But predatory people hide in plain sight by masking their true motives. We see this in the disturbing movie Get Out. Chris meets his girlfriend's family only to get the first warning that something is deeply going wrong here.
Chris, I want to introduce you to some friends. This is David and Marcia Wincott, Ronald and Celia Jeffries, Hiroki Tanaka, and Jessica and Friedrich Waldman.
Too many names to remember, but hi.
Desire to leave the house in a while.
We've become such homebodies.
Yes, but even when you go into the city, I've just had no interest. The chores have become my sanctuary. Get out.
Make sure that there's consistency between what someone says and what they do. Watch for signs of equal emotional investment in the relationship. Don't work harder at making things work out than your partner is, especially if they're the one who's the crux of many of the problems. The uncomfortable truth is narcissists don't see people as people, but only as a source of supply. They're looking for someone who can boost their ego, meet their needs, and make them look good, not for emotional intimacy. So keep an eye out for those who are more interested in what you can provide than who you are as a person. And the fifth wrong assumption, predators are wounded people who just need help to change. Many of us believe that behind the narcissist's cruel behavior lies a broken soul that with just enough love and patience can be healed. They're going to perpetuate this myth by sharing a sob story of how they've been done wrong, making you feel sorry for them. And they do this to set the stage as the reason why they do bad things, why they can't help themselves.
Let's talk about narcissists and their sob stories. They come to you, oh, my ex is crazy, she beat me up. Maybe she did. Maybe she's narcissistic, she's toxic, and you're beating each other up, right? Cool. So they come to you as the empath, as the normal person, let's say. And you feel sorry for them because you don't like abuse. You want to help people. So you help them, right? You help these people. You get them back on their feet. You listen to the lies. You listen to the fake life that they live. And you think to yourself, I can fix this man. I can fix this woman. But what actually ends up happening? Whilst you're fixing them, they're breaking you.
Watch out for this. It's a very effective strategy that keeps many victims stuck in abusive relationships. The uncomfortable truth is, narcissists rarely change. They have hardwiring personality deficits, and their destructive behavior is not a cry for help, but rather a fundamental part of who they are. Listen to Lee Hammock, a self-aware narcissist, and he's going to tell you in his own words that his nature hasn't changed.
So a lot of people ask me, like, if I were to stop going to therapy for narcissistic personality disorder, would I revert back to my old toxic behaviors? And the answer to that question is the toxic behaviors, yeah, they're still in me. They don't go away. Therapy doesn't make the behaviors go away, y'all. It teaches me techniques and things like that to help me get control of the behaviors most of the time. Sometimes they slip through and I'll react as opposed to respond, but most of the time, I am in control of my behaviors. It doesn't change your thought process, y'all. My first thoughts are still narcissistic. My first thought is still to defend myself. My first thought, if somebody is talking to me, is how to attack that person, how to defend myself in case this person attacks me physically or emotionally or verbally. But I don't act on those thoughts because I've been in psychotherapy for the past 6 years. Do I slip up? Yes. But therapy is maintenance. I have to go to therapy this Thursday to get it's like getting an oil change for my mind. Narcissistic oil change.
Please remember, you are not responsible for a narcissist healing, and your love alone cannot fix them. Don't get trapped in the endless cycle of trying to save someone who doesn't want to or simply cannot change. If this video has been helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. And has it helped you see through the false assumptions so that you're now not so easily duped the next time you meet a predatory person? And if you enjoyed this episode of Toxic Love, then be sure to check out last week's when I outlined financial abuse. And you're not going to want to miss next week's when I get into the nitty-gritty of how narcissists argue. Hey, big hugs, stay strong and safe.